Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to turn your acrylic painting into an oil painting. So you can put oils over acrylics, but not the other way around. So I'm going to show you how to do that right away. Now I have some paints here, and I have burnt umber and black and cad red and cobalt blue and sap green, and also have some yellow ochre and some burnt umber. So I mean, whatever colors you have is fine, whatever you have there. Now if you're used to doing acrylics, you probably won't have a lot of oil paints around, but if you just want to enhance, so the first thing I'm going to show you to do is how to enhance your painting with oils rather than paint over the whole thing. So with oil paints, you know that this here is linseed oil, okay? Linseed oil and walnut oil, I think it's called, is good for thinning out your oil paints, because some of these oil paints are pretty thick and they won't move. But some of them are already made with linseed oil. I have these little tubes of paint here, and they're all different brands that I've had around, so I said I'll take them out and try going. I've done this before, so I might as well do a video on it, on how to put oils over acrylics. And so these are just oil paintings, oil tubes that I have, and so I'm going to show you now how to, let's pick a few little places that we want to enhance. Now this is a pretty painting that I have done in acrylics, and to show you how to put oils over acrylics, I have showed you my paints, what I have, and linseed oil is very important to have some linseed oil. Linseed, there it is there. I have an older one, so I don't use oils very often, but linseed oil is good. I have a little bit of baby oil, any kind of oil. I use a bit of baby oil sometimes to I can't get you to see it, but anyway, I have a bit of baby oil there, and to clean my brushes, because it's not like acrylic paints. You can't just take your water, dip your brush in water and dip it in the paint and put it on your canvas, but you can use the same brushes. You can use your Bristle brushes, and you can use your nylon or sable or synthetic brushes, which are really nice. And but these brushes now, it's a lot different when you do acrylics than it is with oils. But this acrylic paint, so what is dry. It has to be completely dry, okay? And then we will put oil over the acrylics. So just say you want to change some of this into oils. You can take your, say, a Filbert brush if you like, and dip it into some of your linseed oil, just a little, and some of your red if you're going to go for the flowers. And then you put on some oil paint. This is oil paint. And on your acrylic, you pick spots. So this is just touch-ups to brighten up some of the areas. And then you can just put on some of the oils, and that will brighten up those areas. See? Gives it more vibrant colors. See how much more vibrant that is? Because it's oils. Acrylics dry dark. Get some more paint. Your brush already has some linseed oil on it. And pick the flowers that you want to brighten up. And you see how nice and brilliant those flowers look now. There we go. I'm just tapping over what I already have done with my acrylics. Now you can't put acrylic over oil because it won't stick. See how pretty that is already? You don't have to do your whole painting, just parts that you want to brighten up and make more vibrant. Now if you want to go to a different color, you just clean off your brush if you want to use the same brush, or you can change to another brush, but just clean off some tissue and you got a clean brush again. So we're not using water at all. So let's say you want to brighten up this area here with some yellows. And you can just take your, I have yellow ochre. I have a limited amount of paints because I don't use oils very much, so I don't have the bright yellows. But if you want to brighten up, or if you want to change the colors, you can go over the yellows and just touch with your oil paint to make them more colorful. There we go. See? You can see the difference. But you don't need to do the whole painting, you just need to brighten up some areas if that's what you want to do. If you want to do your clouds, you could put oil paints over those. Good. Takes longer for the oil paints to dry, of course. So these won't be dry until probably, it might take a couple of days for it to dry. Alright, so what else can we do with that? Let's say we want to do some parts of our grass. So you take your blue, unless you got a green color there, you can take some blue and some of your yellow and make green. It's hard to see it on the video. And you don't need any more linseed oil unless your paint won't move. But then you can take that green and start adding it to some of the darker parts of your painting. There we go. And just tap it on over what you already have done with your acrylics. And this will give you an oil painting effect. And the colors are nicer. There we go. Good. See? Simple. Going around the flowers just to give us some darker areas. And that will give you much nicer painting. Nicer colors. There we go. I'm just adding more yellow to my green, to my blue, to get more of a greenish tone. There we go. So you can do all your grass. And if you have more yellows, add more yellows, brighten them up. Brighten up your yellows. Just tap around. Alright. So that will darken it up really nice for you. Maybe you might want to do something with the door. Maybe you might want to do the whole painting, but if you just want to do some touch-ups, just get your green, because the door is already green. If your paint gets too dry, just add a little bit of linseed oil to it. And then go over that with the oil paint. That gives you another color of your door. You can highlight that also. You just highlight, put a little bit of a yellow streaks on it to brighten it up a bit. See? So all I did there was put my green on. I made my blue and my yellow, and I mixed it together. And I got green. And then, when I got my green door, I went back into my yellow ochre, just my yellow ochre, and dragged on a bit of yellow ochre on top of that green just to brighten it up a little bit, give it a bit of a highlight. So every time you want to change, clean your brush, just clean it with some tissue. That's all you need to do, okay? Don't have to dip it in water, or no water when you're using oil. You can go back in some of your yellow ochre again, or your cad yellow. If you have cad yellow, be better. And you can tap on some brighter colors on top of what you just did. Just tap, tap, tap. There we go. And that will brighten it up again. Alright. So let's switch to a bristle brush for our grass. I find the bristle brush is much better for texture. I'm just going to, because the bristle brush is dry right now, we're just going to add some of our linseed oil and some of our yellow ochre. And then we'll tap that on top of what we just did. Okay, now let's try the bristle brush. So I'm just tapping into my yellow. And just tap back on here, get some more grass. Now you're going into the oils over acrylic. And as you can see, the colors are more brilliant. They stand out more. There we go. And it's just the same techniques as you would do in acrylic painting. The only difference is you don't use water. Use linseed oil or walnut oil. You clean your brushes with a tissue, and then at the end of the day, you take your tissue, you take your brushes and clean them with soap and water. The baby oil I clean with sometimes too, but the soap and water does much better. You have to clean them right away. And see how that's coming along. Now, so you just tap, 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 same as you if you had acrylic paint. Now that's pretty. Now I'm just going to clean my brush again with tissue, my bristle brush. Okay, just clean it off. No water. And I'm just going to pick another spot. I'm not doing the whole painting here. I'm just showing you a sample of what you can do. So I'm going to go back and get some more green. Let me see. I'm going to try another color I have. Try this blue and yellow. Make a nice green. Try different blues. Alright. And make your green. If you want a darker green, use a darker blue, okay? So we'll try that one for now. And let's try adding some greens up here. That's a lighter green. I'm just tapping over what I already have done with my acrylics. And I'm going to tap, 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 tap. And you can see the difference. It's very pretty. So it's so easy. And you might say, well, why did I bother doing an acrylic painting and then going over with oils? Well, like I say, you don't have to go over the whole painting with oils. Maybe you find it easier doing acrylics. Maybe you can't tolerate the oil paints from the odors and things. So you just do an acrylic painting and decide if you want to brighten up your flowers, brighten up different parts. See how nice that is? Now as I'm coming down, I might make a darker green. So I'm just getting my darker blue and my yellow. I'm getting a darker green. As it comes down, we'll have a little darker down here. That's a decision you'll make yourself. And we'll just tap on. So now all your grass is oils and parts of your painting. See, some of the acrylic may look pretty enough to leave it alone, but you just might want to brighten up some parts of your acrylic painting, that's all. See how pretty that is? How it jumps out at you? Isn't that pretty? The house, in my opinion, can stay as it is. We could play around with the roof just to see this part here. to see what it would look like. I'm going to play with some of these back flowers here and just see what happens. I think I'm going to try putting in a little bit of green in with these reds because they're kind of bright. So I just picked up a little bit of green oil and toned them down a small bit. See? Okay, let's play with the roof if you think that might need a bit of an enhancement. So what I did was I took some red and I took some burnt umber to tone it down because I don't want a bright red roof. Alright. So I'm getting a darker color there. It might change the color, but you know what? It might make it look better. So let's put some oil paint over our acrylic here. Leave the dark. Just go back over that. Good. And that'll give the roof a nice natural color. See how nice that is? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing how that painting now just jumps right out at you? Jumps out. So to lighten up some highlight on top of that, I'm just going to add a bit of yellow. If you got white with a bit of red, that would be better. But I only got the yellow there, so I'm just going to throw on some highlights on top of that roof there. Just a bit of yellow on top of that. My brush is a bit dirty, it's good, with a bit of red on it. And I'm just going to highlight that a little bit. And that is a very nice roof. Look at that painting now. See the difference? Isn't that nice? So let's try another painting. We'll just say, now that was the one that we had in acrylic painting, and we took bits and pieces of the painting and brightened up parts of our painting with oil paints. Now we'll move on to a painting where you might want to make a lot of changes. That one didn't need a lot of changes. See how pretty the sky is, and the building is really nice. There was no need to do anything. It was mostly the foliage and the flower. This is an acrylic painting, and we're going to go over it with some oil paints. And I'm just using, see, that's probably a synthetic or nylon brush. And you're going to use your linseed oil, and that's to keep your paints moving. And what we need is some, so you dip your brush in linseed oil, because your brush is not going to move in water, as we said before. You want linseed oil, okay? So a little bit of linseed oil and some brown paint and some yellow paint, okay? So I showed you at the beginning of our painting tutorial what kind of paint you need. And as you know, always have your primary colors, and then you're quite ready. So your primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. So I'm going to take some yellow over here. I'm going to take some brown, and I'm going to lighten it up with the yellow, because we are going to go back over that sandy part there. Alright, so if you have white, you can also put some white there. Alright, get your linseed oil if it won't move. Yeah, just put that on there. Alright, so linseed oil. Where are you? There it is. Linseed oil, don't need a big lot, but enough to make it move. And some brown paint, or burnt umber. And you can use any yellows that you can get to brighten it up. And yellow ochre is nice. There we go. And you can put that on your beach. We'll oil paint our beach. Leave that white line there. I don't have white, so you can leave that white line, or you can go over it with your white. Look how nice that is. See how pretty that is already? Good. So use your linseed oil if it won't. Now the more linseed oil you use, or any oil, walnut oil, or that will make it take longer to dry. Okay, that's basically all it will do. It'll thin out your paint a bit, so it won't be as thick, won't be as opaque. That's good for glazing or something like that. So we're just going to do our sand, and you can lighten that up with more yellows, you know, because if you're going to do an oil painting, it doesn't have to be exactly the same colors, but now you don't have to worry. Oh, where'd you go? Now you don't have to worry about where everything goes. You know, your sand goes here, and your flowers go there, and your trees go there. It's all done for you. So all you have to do is paint over it with oils, and now you'll have an oil painting. So, you know, it's, you might say, well, just let me go ahead and do an oil painting. Yes, go ahead. But this is good for anybody who has paintings that they don't like, or paintings that the colors are dull and they want to brighten them up. You know, that kind of way. That's what this is also good for. So, it's also good for people who would prefer to do acrylics first, because that way you can make changes easier. In oils it's harder to make changes because all the paint stays wet and it won't hard to paint over it. So so it's good to do acrylics first if you want to. And then you can do this. See how pretty that is already? Now let's play with the water. So I got a fan brush this time. I'm going to try fan brush. I'm going to go into my linseed oil because my fan brush is dry. And I'm going to go into my blue. I got ultramarine blue. And I've got nice cad yellow. I'm just going to put two of those together a little bit. And I'm going to come up here. And I'm going to put that on here. Go over what I already had done. To see if that changes it up nice. I think so. There we go. Well, in tropics they have green water, don't they? Real green or real blue water. So I'm putting on some blue and I'm putting on some green, or I'm mixing two of them together. Together. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here we go. Alright. Pretty. So you can do that, blue and green, to enhance your water. Go back and forth with your fan brush. See how pretty that is? Keep doing it. Keep going. Keep going. Good. Just adding some green and blue. Blue. Might even add a different color blue, so what it looks like. See what other blues look nice. Might even throw it in with that one. What color blue is that, I wonder? I think that's, I don't know, it doesn't say. It's a lighter blue anyway. Alright. Just add that here. Put different colors in your water. Water has all kinds of colors. But see how those colors are so much more brighter? There we go. Just get them on as best you can. Good. Look at those beautiful colors. What a difference. Gorgeous. So I'm just going in with the yellows and on top of some of the blues and greens I did just to brighten it up a little bit. Okay. Want more blue back here, it was too bright. Just put on some blue. Okay. we go. Goodness gracious. I'm getting tongue-tied today. But look how pretty that is. Nice difference, isn't it? Now we'll play around with some of this down here. And maybe these, and we'll just, I'll let you do the sky and whatever else you want to do. I'm just showing you different things that you can do. You can do a whole painting, or you can just do some enhancements to some of parts of your painting with oil. Now for those bushes down here, let's see if we can enhance the colors on those. So as you can see, the acrylics dried darker, so let's get some of our linseed oil and let's dip into some greens. Yellows and greens all mixed up there. Let's just see, just tap into it and let's see what's going to happen. Let me see, start here I guess. Ooh, wow. Try here, here. That's amazing, isn't it? Just look at that. That's so beautiful. Let me see if I can get you to see that better. Look. Isn't that beautiful? All kinds of textures. And this brush will really give you all those nice textures. The other brush is really hard to get. That's why I love my brush. And let's see. Let's do, oh no, I better stop. Look at that. Just a few little taps. Now take your fan brush again. Separate it there now, but that'll come together. So, just put a little bit of linseed oil on it and wiggle it around. It'll come together. And then put some, let's see. These here. Let's see if we can brighten them up. So I'm going right into yellow. There might be some green mixed in there, but I'm getting some yellow on there. And I'm going to see what this does. Oh, nice. Wow. Beautiful. See that? Isn't that the prettiest little thing you ever did see? Good. I would work with oils more, but I don't have the ventilation for it. But I would do an oil painting for anybody if they wanted it done. I'd do it outdoors. Nice, look at that. Look at the difference in the colors. Gorgeous. Now these back here, I'm just going to leave them alone. But I am going to put oil painting on them. I'm going to put oil on them, okay? Just so that make it just a little nicer. I want you to see that. I'm going to have to hire somebody to do my camera work for me. Alright, so I'm just going to put my green, tap in some green, and just put them on here, just to give it a bit of an oil painting look. Good. Might even add a tiny bit of yellow. Just a tiny bit. I don't want too bright back there because it'll make it, because these are far away, so you don't want to have to see too much. But that's nice, isn't it? Yeah, pretty. Oops. Okay, so nice. So the only other thing that you might want to do is, I'll do one of the palm trees for you just to see if that really enhances it. But you can see the difference from the beginning to now. Alright, so let's take, I want to keep the darks on there. The dark underpainting of the acrylic, I'm going to leave that there. So because the dark shadows of the acrylic are still there, it's just nice to leave that there, like I said. We're going to go into the green, just enhance the colors a little bit. Maybe some ochre, yellow ochre, to tone it down a little bit. And we will add on some of these little lines. Good. But we want to keep the black, so keep an underpainting of really dark colors with acrylics is nice, and then you can paint over and keep some of the underpainting of the acrylics to come through if you like them. Okay, so that will help you get everything in place, and that's a nicer color there. Now I'm just going to do this one and compare it to the other one. All right. Go. You stay with the shape of the tree, the palms. Okay. Good. That's nice. And now you're going to just clean off your brush with the tissue. You don't need to if you don't want to, and put some yellow on there. Yellow on your brush. Make sure you get enough on there so it won't come off. Like that. And then start from the center, pull out some of these highlights on top of what you just did. Don't lose what you already just did though. And if it mixes in too much, because it's oil paint, you're going to need a lot more paint, okay? So get some more yellow if you need it. Touch and pull. Go with the shape of the tree, just back here from the center out. There we go. There we go. Good. Now look at the difference. Now that's the difference between oil and acrylics. Isn't that beautiful? That is so beautiful. See? And so you can do the other one if you want to. Just add a little bit. If you want to keep that one darker, just need a little bit. You don't need a lot. And like I say, in this case, you can keep a lot of the acrylics as your underpainting. You can keep a lot of them and just enhance on top. See, even that much made it look pretty. See? So that's that one. Pick an acrylic painting that you have at home and try, if you have oils, try putting oils over them, over the acrylics. And if you need any help, if you got any questions, let me know. And if this video helped you, you can leave a comment below, and you can subscribe. Even share the video if you think it'd be a help to somebody else. And I really appreciate you watching and all your amazing comments. And I love doing these videos for you. So you have a happy painting day, and I'll see you in the next video. Signing off, Allison Pryor. And I just wanted today to get on here to say hi to all my Patreons and my subscribers. I have almost 30,000 subscribers. So I just want to thank everybody so much. I'm having so much fun, and because of the pledges from my Patreons and you guys supporting me in some way, even just watching my videos is a good support. And I can get on my supplies and make lots of videos for you. So thank you so much. I'm very, very appreciative of this. So this is why I wanted to get here today and say thank you.